Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to this episode of Skip Dashing. Alright guys, it is New Year's Eve, and just logged in at 5 o'clock, got my first order. It is at Pizza Hut in Mahogany, so it's very close to my house. And when I pick it up, it's going to Cranston. I haven't accepted it yet. I'm going to accept it right now. It's worth $16.84, and the total distance is, I didn't really look, but it's probably going to be like maybe 5 or 6 kilometers, something like that. So hopefully this is a good sign of what's to come tonight. Hopefully it'll be a good shift. It's been a while since I've worked a shift, and the last shift I worked was kind of crappy. So anyways, guys, let's get this night started, and let's go. All right, guys, this is definitely my last shift. My last shift. Not ever. My last shift of 2020. Gotcha. A little clickbaity, but not really, because it isn't. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. All right, guys, we are in the gas guzzler tonight because the little white car is buried. So anyways, I'm already late because I was a mess in here, and let's go to Pizza Hut. Get it? All right, guys. Okay, so that order was ready to go. So we are headed to Cranston, and that is 10 minutes, 8.9 kilometers away. Let's go. All right, guys, we're getting close to the customer's house.
Your destination will be on the right.
There you go. Thanks, Jane. One of the downsides of not being in the car is not having a phone holder. This is their house. I'm gonna pull into the driveway because I got a 4x4. And I can. So we're here. All right. And that order is delivered, and we got another one right away. Okay, this one's at New York Pizzeria, which should be pretty close to where we are, I think. $11.35, and it's a 2.5 kilometer order. So when we pick this up, it is going to Cranston as well. So another great little order. I'm going to accept this one. This is supposed to be picked up in 3 minutes, so that works out perfect. And I'll show you guys the details of the other one. Okay, so that one was, what is it, $5.75 transit, $11.09 for tip. So that was the very first one, the Pizza Hut one. And New York Pizzeria, we are just around the corner. So 2 minutes, 550 meters away. Let's go. All right, guys, we are here at the New York Pizzeria. There's about 3 people inside the restaurant, so I'm just hanging out in my vehicle for a little bit. We are here on time, but I don't want to be clogging up the entrance. Anyways, I think I'm going to go in now. I'll be back. All right, guys. That was about an 8-minute wait for the order, so a bit of a pain, but it happens. Okay, so we are ready to drive. Like I said, we're going to Cranston, so it's a pretty short little order. So we are 5 minutes, 2.3 kilometers away. Let's go! I tell you, you drive through some of these new areas, and like at nighttime, I have no idea where I am until I get to like a familiar spot. Familiar. It is still nice to see everybody has their Christmas lights out. Not necessarily out. Lit up, I think, is a better word. Man, these residential streets we got dumped on just before Christmas. Residential streets are brutal. Okay, trusty light. We need you now. The numbers are quite odd on this street. I've delivered to this house before. Yes, I have. All right, and that order is delivered. All right, guys, been on shift for an hour and we're at $28.19. That is phenomenal. Okay, so that last order, $3.50 for transit, $7.85 for tip. So decent order. It's 5:58 right now, so we've been on shift for an hour and we are waiting for our next order. All right, guys, we are at my next order. I got it and just drove here. So when I pick this up, I'm bringing it to Auburn Bay, so it's all very, very close. Anyways, I'm here now. Order's supposed to be ready. Let's go get it. All right, well, it was tons of people in there. And my order was ready, which was perfect. One of the things I think about with this whole COVID thing, if you're a driver, you'll come across this too, is like, so you've got, I don't know, there was probably about 10 people waiting for food in there. You know, how many people push that door handle walking out of the restaurant? Like, it's a little bit crazy, you know, and we're all wearing masks and stuff. Obviously, we just do the best we can, but that's why I use hand sanitizer, right? Anyways, we'll just keep the political opinions to ourselves. So this is going to Auburn Bay, 10 minutes, 3.8 kilometers. Let's go. Ooh, bumpy. All right, guys, we are almost here, apparently. Okay.
Your destination is on the right.
See, more people that don't turn their bloody lights on. Turn your lights on. Gosh, people. All right. That order is done. Did not get another order right away. Okay, so there it is, guys. $4 for transit, $3 for tip. Oh, it wasn't a bumped up order. It was just $7 to begin with. Okay, so waiting on next order. All right, guys, got the next order at Green Chili Grill in Mahogany Plaza. I got it. I pulled up here because I was just parked in the plaza here. Another great order, $12.74, and it's going 3.3 kilometers. So awesome. Been really, really good orders tonight. I'm quite surprised and quite pleased as well. So when I pick this up, it's going to Auburn Bay, total distance 3.3 kilometers. We're here. Let's go in and grab this order. All right, guys, order was ready to go. We are ready to drive. Okay, so it's right there. We're just gonna park right here in the fire lane because we can't. Because we can, because we can't. I don't know. We're doing it anyways. Turn the flasher things on. Alright, guys, that was fairly painless. Okay, that order's done. Good order, man. So that was $4 for transit, $8.74 for tip. Total of $12.74. It's good. So we've been on shift now for 1 hour and 50 minutes. It's 6:50 right now. And we are sitting at $47.93. Deserves a thumbs up for sure. And waiting for our next order. All right, guys, one of the things that you guys have asked about, so I'm going to talk about in this shift, is the scheduling and the updated way of scheduling your shifts, which I think is absolute nonsense, but it's the way they switch things up. So I'll tell you and show you kind of how things used to be and how they now are for scheduling shifts. Okay, so previously, before kind of the COVID thing, let's say, so earlier this year, you would go in and you'd put your availability down, right? And then the schedule would be released on Thursdays for the next week. And in that schedule for the next week, you'd have X number of shifts, and then you could go in, you could add shifts that were available that people were giving up, and there'd constantly be new shifts available because people would be giving them up. Then what happened this summer, spring, summer, and fall was they switched up the scheduling system, and you basically had to log on and jump at your shifts and try and grab the shifts that were available. And it would, I mean, in my mind, it was an absolute nightmare. I never really figured out when the shifts were actually released. I'm sure some of you actually have, but I never did. But basically, they would release the shifts, I think, 2-ish days in advance, and then you'd have to go on and try and get a shift. For me, it was virtually impossible. And prior to this, I would get basically a shift every single evening if I had my availability on. I'm not sure what their requirements or prerequisites were for the shifts, but that's the way it was. And I was getting shifts. I would get 6 shifts a week, and I would basically, do about 2 or 3 of them and give the rest up. So I thought it was a great way of doing it, but that's not the way they do it anymore. So now what happens is the shifts are released, and you have to go in and still fight for them. So Friday, January 1st, here's all the shifts that are available. So actually right now there's lots of shifts available. Keep in mind this is 4 zones that are open. But there's Friday shifts, Sundays shifts, Saturday shifts. And keep in mind today is Wednesday. And then we've got Sunday shifts, and we've got some Tuesday shifts. I don't know. No Monday shifts. So it's an absolute mess, but basically you have to just always be on top of it. Have to be going in there, booking your shifts, and just keeping an eye on things. Now keep in mind, if you book a shift from 1:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m., anything that overlaps that disappears. So you won't see a shift that is 1 to 5 anymore pop up. It's only going to be shifts that don't interfere with the shifts you have booked. So to give you an example here, here's my shifts that I have booked. There's tonight. So, let's look at tomorrow, 4:15 to 7:15. If I go to Thursday, I'm definitely not going to see any shifts that overlap with that. They're either going to be like a noon till 4 or 7 o'clock till later. There won't be any 6:30s to 10:30s, right? So unless you delete this shift, then close your app, restart the app, none of those overlapping shifts will appear until you delete your shift you have, which is risky because there may not be any shifts, right? So you don't know that. But anyways, guys, that's a little insight to how the scheduling works. It's a bit of a disaster. You basically have to be on the ball, be looking at the app all the time, but it's the way it is. And if we complain, it's probably not going to change. It just have to work within the system. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of my shift. I ended my shift early. It's been almost 20 minutes, so I just ended it. And yeah, I don't really like sitting around. You guys know that. So that's what happened. We did $47.93 tonight. I've already covered all the orders. To earn that $47.93, we drove 25.6 kilometers. So all in all, a great 2 hours, a nice quick little shift, and I was quite surprised at how awesome the orders were compared to how they've been. I mean, the normal is minimum order, $7, $7, $7, $7. It's nice to have 4 orders that are like around $10, right? Or even more than that. So anyways, guys, that is the end of this shift. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Give the video a thumbs up. And thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys are having a great Christmas, enjoying the holiday season. Hopefully you're staying safe during the winter snow, wherever you are. And hopefully you guys are going to have a great new year. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. That's it, guys. Have a great day, great evening, wherever, whenever you're watching this. And we will see you next time.